Hi everyone. Oh shit. Hope you all are well, swell, and I hope I wasn't going for too long. But yeah, still getting shit figured out, and my ring light's gone, but that doesn't stop what we need to do. Okay, that doesn't stop what needs to get done, and that will never stop what needs to get done. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive into it. I was feeling because I got my kitty with me here today. To start off with the animal reading, it was calling to me, kind of like in honor, and just kind of seeing where we're going with that message. I'm going from here. I'm already pulling some cards that I feel really drawn to. Let's go ahead. No, not that one. Yeah, there we go. There we are. All right. So I already pulled some other decks that I also feel called to. So that's giving me, some good sign. I'm gonna try to look here because I think it's here because it's a setup. It's a setup. It is a setup. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I love it here. I really do. Do you love it here? I hope you do. No, if you don't, then you leave. You need to stay where you don't love it. You need to stay. Just gonna go ahead and get some extra cleansing of the energy in here. Like some Palo Santo on your candle that is already lit and present. Getting prepared for your energy. Yes, 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 Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe, 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 Ashe. Alright, let's go ahead and see what animal energy we have for the collective. What has the... a little hot, a little peeved, maybe a little bit pissed off, irritated, disrupted, disturbed, overworked, overwhelmed, overstimulated. Too much, too much, too much all at once. Too much all at once is what I'm hearing. Too much all at once. So first we got finance because I was watching Goosebumps the other day. Probably last night. Yeah, watching Goosebumps last night. And they had an ant episode and a gazelle episode, which you also have. So being proud, being bold, being courageous, but elegant, regal, and feeling like you possibly can't be regal. I'm just gonna take this. I feel this. A lot of fire energy. You feel caught up. So I want to put this one on top of this one, which is hilarious because the one that I want to put this one on top of, sorry, I'm not saying the names quite yet. The one that I want to put it on top of is in reverse. So we're just going to leave that right where it is for now. Because I'm going to leave the cards where they want to lay. Okay? Anything else for the collective? Feels like a lot at once. Like you're screaming out into the void. Like, not another thing. Not another moment. Not another break. Not another, like, I don't need another chance. I just need it to go the way it's supposed to go. I don't, it's like testing you. It's like testing you. And you just want to chill in the cooling waters. You just want to relax. You want to have a moment where it doesn't feel so overheated, so overstimulated, so very overworked. You know what I mean? Like you want your moments in the light to actually be shown as you and not a stressed you, not a worried you, not a pissed off you. Anything else for the collective spirit before I close out this deck? I'm glad that it is in reverse, so that is good news. You got a few cards in reverse. Okay. So some of the animal energy that immediately came up was a lot of fire energy. We have the fire ant as well as the gazelle coming up here for you. Okay. So this is both fire energy. And the fire ant is more so about, as you can see, when they form together, it becomes a whole lot. It becomes a whole lot more than it's supposed to be. It just becomes a whole lot of heat, a whole lot of fumes, a whole lot of energy in one place, in one spot. And you feel like there's no movement that separates you from anyone else. There is no differentiation. That it's just kind of, I'm here, and you want your gazelle moment. You feel like, what is it? It's a show or something where it's like called the Gazelle Reading or something. It's like a newspaper. I don't remember what show that's from. Spirit help me, but where you feel like you want that moment where you're able to tell your moment, share your light, not being so overwhelmed or added in with other people compared to other people and thought of other people. You kind of want to stand out on your own. You want to be able to feel like you can do anything and accomplish it on your own, not because of this person, not in thought of this person. Kind of reminds me when I was growing up, they'd be like, oh, you so and so's daughter, oh, you so and so's daughter. Even around, oh, you so and so's. And just like, I'm me, and then I'm so and so's daughter. So it's kind of like you want to be like, yes, I am that, but I'm this first. Yes, I'm a mother, but this is me first, right? I was them before I even had them. So you're just like, yes, I am this, but I am also this. I'm more than just a worker. I'm more than just one monolith of what you're thinking or expecting of me. Especially with this nightingale coming out, it's almost like you're singing into the void, right? You're almost like you're speaking into the abyss, into like a moment of just in like, whoo, all right, all right. Of course, I'm going to read what is an out of balance, but the fire ant is just really letting me know like you want to be able to be separated out on your own, on your independence. And it's funny that I'm doing this animal reading in honor of my cat because cats are about independence, being able to be your own person, do your own thing, especially when you see them in dreams. Um, Depending on the meaning for you, it can be a few different meanings like be careful of the people around you, or it's just a meaning of good luck, independence, a good omen of you being able to step out on your own and stand on your own while still having a sense of community and being able to rely on your intuition and trust in that and believe in that. You know where you're going, you know what you're doing. You don't need a group, a resounding yes from other people to know what is truly to guide and to lead you to where you need and want to go. So you really want to step out, excuse me, into this regal energy, this commanding energy, this what do they say? This like or energy. Like you can feel the presence when you walk into the room. You don't need much. You don't need many. So with this fire and energy, it literally asks, how can you break free from the drama and cool down? Like I said, it's almost like you're around so much, hearing so much, overworked, overstimulated, overwhelmed, pissed off, just like it's too much all in one place of too many people, of not having a different thought, a different mindset, a different opening for intrigue in what you're looking for. It says, fire ant flares up without you noticing. It's the force that attracts you to people and situations that feed your imbalances, right? Or rather, um, those, sorry, rather than those that counter them, right? So, like I said, it's a being around something. And like I said, even with the cat, can have different meanings. Be careful of those around you. What do you speak about when you're around people? What is the constant conversation, the constant motive, the constant drive? How do you feel around these people? Are you feeling irritated, confused, overworked, overwhelmed, overstimulated? Like, I'm overthinking too much just to explain simple thoughts. Like, what is this process that you're feeling? Because it also says gossiping and blaming are a few undercovers that misalign with the ant energy. right? So that's what I ask. How can you break free from this drama and cool down? How can you separate yourself truly from others with the realization of realizing, like, okay, yeah, yeah. It literally says fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. And I feel like this goes deeper. You feel like it's you also just being hit with outside forces, outside obstacles, outside things of just being like, all right, like, okay, like, all right, let's get it together. I can't, I can't take another thing. How much better can it get? I always like to say that even when I'm thinking of the other word, but it's just like a sense of being like, it's always feels like another day, another dollar, but the dollar's not coming to me. The inspiration isn't coming to me. The calm isn't coming to me. The cooling energy isn't coming to me. It's like you're singing or speaking into the abyss. Like you're praying, you're meditating. You're doing you're just like, oh, let me go ahead and set this up. I'm doing the first of the month. It's like you feel like you're doing all of the things. Also in your spiritual life of just being like, it's not balancing out in my physical. What the hell is going on? What is happening? Or maybe you feel like I said, like you just speaking and acting, and what you're doing is on deaf ears, on deaf energy, on silent energy. And I don't even like to use the word deaf, even though that it's like it's not falling on, because people can not be deaf and they not listen to you, they not hear you. So let's go ahead and get that out of our vocabulary. And I feel like that's also what you're trying to do. You're making so many shifts and change, and people are like, stop overthinking it, stop overguessing, like you're doing too much, like it's not that serious, it's not that deep. It is that deep. Because just because you feel like it doesn't inflict you that deep, it does inflict other people, and possibly those that I interact with as a societal being. So you're also being like, no, no, I'm not gonna fuck with that. No, I'm not gonna do that. You're starting to outweigh your morals. You're starting to weigh out your morals, right? And recognize, like, what do I actually want to be around? Because the key words are aggression, rigid thinking, and following orders. You're starting to recognize, what do I want to be around? Whose orders, what information, what truth, what honesty is going to calm me, is going to heal me? What people am I around? What situations am I actively in? Am I thinking of myself? Am I thinking of the process of how it works and what's going on? So with this fire and energy, when you are in balance, you are thoughtful and disciplined, right? You have those intentional thoughts and you follow them. You act it out with no second question or thoughts. And not in the sense of being like, oh, I'm just going to follow you. Like, I'm doing this because of this and I don't need to keep explaining it. And you're also thoughtful in the sense of like, how am I doing this? Why am I doing this? It's very intentional. You want to be very sure. You want to be like, this is what's happening, right? It says when you're out of balance, argues, excessive heat, and gossip, right? You have this, it's simple. You're arguing. It's fights that you are very petty, don't want to be in. It's big fights that you feel like, okay, it doesn't even need to be this like big or necessary. It's never been this. It's like something is shifting, or you're just gossiping. Like, oh, did you hear about? Let me tell you about. Did you know about? Da, 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 da. It's just this extra of like, and then or you're also just sitting in the company of it, right? You're like, but I don't say anything, but you don't say anything, right? And excessive heat, like you just, as soon as something happens, it's like you extra irritated, extra pissed off. There's no way, there's like no in between, there's no actual thought process that goes into it. It's just like straight there, straight fire, like fire ants bite, and you're feeling that burn just stinging all over you, and then it just heats up, right? So it's in a sense of you recognizing, even if you feel like you're not doing these things, but you're just around people or in the company of it or in situations, that is you recognizing, I don't want to, I don't partake in that. That isn't it. And that will either help people to adjust how they act or react around you and what conversations they do and don't bring up, right? Like growing up, I'm still growing up. I'm thinking of not even that long ago, so that's hilarious. You still have a lot of growing up to do. We all do. We're not at the age of completion until we're dead. So you're going to be growing up all of your life, all of the time. It's going to happen consistently, frequently, right? You learn something new every day. There's this open and raw honesty of recognizing, if my ears are open and my heart is open to receiving, I can take true information, or I can get a new perspective, a new understanding of it. So with this, you're like recognizing I'm not aligned with certain things. It literally says indicators that misaligned. You feeling like you're not on a frequency, on a wave, on a vibe, whatever you want to call it, of what is happening around you. You feel like you're in the center of this fire, and and it's just so hot. It's just so hot, and you kind of want that. To bring it to balance, you have solo time and walk at night, especially in the winter. Whether you're in a hot state, cold state, whatever it is, if you don't want to walk at night, I understand because I used to live in a winter state, like a snow winter state. Let me rephrase that. And it's cold. So you feel like you can't do that, that's perfectly fine. But at least walking when it's a little bit cooler, walking right before the sun is actually at the peak of the sky, really, really early in the morning with the sunrise, still getting that cool air. So allowing yourself to process things, if that works a lot better for you, especially as a woman in this day and age, being mindful of things, but you always protect it, okay? And stay protected. Always got something in your pocket, okay? Um, I'm also feeling like you don't feel protected. Like I said, it's feeling like it's falling on ears that don't want to listen and don't want to hear, that don't want to act. Like you're carrying all of this. You feel like you have to handle and figure out everything and do everything and get it in a certain type of way where it's just like, okay, this is gonna work out. But you have so many people around you, and you're also trying to help them and figure it out and set that up and do this and be there and da da da, and it's becoming an overload. It's becoming a sensation that you feel like you can't operate in. Um, and allowing yourself to recognize that and take that in and be like, okay, whatever happens is going to happen. But when you take that solo time to truly just be in your own energy, your own presence, and truly even just reflect on the situation, take a moment to self to realize, do I like this? Do I enjoy this? Because that is coming with growing up. It's like, I don't like that anymore. You always think that as kids, but if you like you do that now, it's just like, just say, I don't like that anymore. I don't enjoy that anymore. I don't talk about that anymore. I don't go there anymore. I don't set that up anymore. You can change your mind. You're always growing up. You're not completely grown until you're at the completion of death. Right? And even your soul is in. So it's this sense of recognizing you're feeling so overworked, so overwhelmed, so overstimulated, overdone, just through and through. It's a lot going on and happening in and around you for like to and through you. And you just want that regality of the hyena, I'm sorry, I turned the page, of the gazelle. Let me go ahead and get to the gazelle as well. I'd like to leave that in there. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, it says the gazelle represents supreme grace with every move. It says its sophistication and elegance. The gazelle personalities are often hyper aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper vigilant. Okay, it says this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they spent so much effort cultivating. No more worried about those predators. It is time to get back into the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge this bounty that surrounds you. And let it nourish your gentle spirit. And the key words for the gazelle are heightened awareness and ability and vulnerability. And like I said, even with the fire, they're very sensitive. You are very sensitive. And not even like you didn't even got to be as deep. It's like, oh, I'm clear audience, I'm clear sentient, I'm clear whatever. You are just sensitive, and that is fucking okay. You tune into things, you feel the change, the tone of voice, the understanding of that, and that could be from when you grew up, when you were younger, and having to be very, like I said, hyper vigilant versus kind of just being hyper aware, being like, okay, this is what's going on, this was happening, allowing yourself to take it in but not take it on, to allow this grace to happen for you, to allow yourself to feel like, you ever seen gazelles running away and they just running and it's still just a beautiful sight to see? It's almost like that, like even in the face of danger and fear, and not saying you can't allow yourself to feel that. Because never dismiss emotion, especially coming from a water sign. Baby, don't you dare dismiss those emotions, but allow yourself to reflect on those emotions. Because it's like that water energy. Just reflect on them. Don't consume it. Don't take it in. And just allow yourself to reflect. Take a look at it before you start getting into the depths of the water of what's truly going on. Especially since you want it so much. It's like you're almost burning just a tinge. But it comes with you recognizing you got to get back to self. You have to get back to self. You have to get back to why you're not feeling aligned in certain things that you feel comfortable in, why you aren't being as open and vulnerable, why you aren't being as creative, why you haven't done what you feel like you need or want to do. Is getting back to these questions and thoughts of self. You really have to go back to being like a child of discovering things. It's like when you picked out your first outfit for the first day of school, laid it all out. You set it up, you knew what you wanted to wear, this showed your style the best, like you got to set the tone. That's what the gazelle energy is. It's like setting the tone each moment of each day of the energy that you want to put out, that you want to set. And that allows you to tap even further into that sensitivity of not only the gazelle, but the fire ant. Being very aware, being very thoughtful and disciplined in the actions and the structures that you're taking and why. Because, like I said, it will change people around you, either for them to adjust themselves and be like, hey, no, they don't fuck with that. Yeah, she don't fuck with that. Like I said, just being myself, they're like, no, she don't do. Nope, that ain't how. Nope. And that's me not being in the room. They just like, mm-mm. Nope, she don't play them games. She don't do that. And it's just a sense of that's the reality, the authority that you have. And that's just you speaking authority and control over your own life. And like I said, you feel like it's one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. And I get that completely, thank you, Spirit. I get that completely. However, in conjoining with that, it's an understanding of realizing this is a situation. How am I going to take it head on? Because that's also how gazelles fight, is with their head, So how am I also going to take this head on? So that I am hyper aware of the situation, but if I can't do this and I can't control this and I can't speak or do, I need to not do anything at all, maybe. Sit and rest and reflect. Because that's all that I can do at this moment in time. Because the more that I try to take on what I don't even recognize or can even fully digest or fully reflect what I am taking on, what is happening in my life, I just feel like it is one thing after another. It's a very slippery slope, to just feeling like it's too much. And you want to be seen, you want to be heard, you want to be felt, you want to be understood, you want to be encouraged, you want to be supported, you want to be loved, you want all of these things. So taking that in, recognizing that you're not around people that necessarily are also, I'm just saying, are not necessarily okay with their own light, their own energy. So they feel like they have this fire and energy, and not realizing that we can all be a gazelle or something or a zebra, and find our own sense of self. And I feel like that's why you feel like you're at the center of this. You're at the center of the fire and pow, where it was like a sense of being like, this is too much heat on me. It's too much on me, and not in the way that I want, not in the way that I'm trying to accept, and even accept, as just taking it on and recognizing, okay. So with this gazelle energy, when you are imbalanced, you are graceful, you are perceptive, and artistic. You're okay with showing of self and in self. Like I said, you're able to, even if you feel like you know something, still listening to someone and getting a different perspective, a different idea, a different thought process of how it's done and how it's worked. And being able to take that all on. When you mess up something, when you feel like something sets you back, where you feel like, damn, I said I was working on this and I fucked up. That awareness allows you to not go into hypervigilance where you're like shaming yourself, doubting yourself, or being like, belittling yourself or berating yourself. It's a sense of like, okay, now I know that I'm aware and these situations take me off. I'm going to look at this situation differently. Because if I willingly put out there that I'm working on that and I'm doing that, when it comes, I have to actually be ready to put those lessons into work. Am I able to do the breath control when I wake up in the morning because it's only my energy, but am I able to do that around other people when somebody pisses me off? I'm able to walk away from a situation when I'm in my house and I'm dealing with my siblings, my lover, my whomever. But can I do that when I need to walk away and there's more than enough space to do so? And I'm dealing with somebody that I don't know. It's being able to recognize the authority, the energy, the grace, the beauty, the economic. I cannot say that word. It's saying it so perfectly in my head. What is going on? But I can't say it out loud. But it is allowing yourself to have that. Because when you're out of balance, you have food allergies, insomnia, and racing mind. And food allergies doesn't necessarily mean that you actually develop the allergy. It doesn't have to be that deep. It can just be like, I'm not feeling like eating right now. Or I used to really fuck with this and it's just not satisfying me. It's not feeding me. Or I'm not eating at all. I'm not in the mood to eat. No food feels like it. It's not when you consume it, almost like the fire and energy. It's not aligned. When you consume it, it fucks with your body. You get the bubble guts, you get nauseous, you start throwing up, you just don't feel full even. You don't even have to be there. You just don't feel full. You don't feel satisfied. So when it's out of balance with the food allergies, try not to think like, oh shit, all of a sudden I'm allergic to peanuts. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but it can be something where it's like when you're chewing something, the texture and it just doesn't feel right anymore. It doesn't align. It just feels like it's off. You can't consume what you used to consume, can't do what you used to do. It just doesn't feel settled in the right way, right? And that can also lead to, like I said, insomnia and racing mind, not being able to sleep, not being able to stay asleep, sleeping at off on weird hours. You're not having that disciplined energy of the fire ant, and allowing that to actually fool and go through and allow yourself to still be present. In the racing mind, like I said, it's a lot of energy of what's going on, how did that work, why did that happen, how can I fix that, I gotta worry about that, and then they want my help, and then I gotta do this, and I don't want to when I still gotta figure out why my stomach is cramped up like this, like why am I constipated, so it's just like it's a lot happening within your mind and allow you not to prance as much as you want to. So it says to bring into balance, you have yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food. Good food. Man, you haven't been eating food that you know is actually nutritious for you, and not in like, oh, carrots and fruit. Eat your vegetables. Yes, eat your fruits. Eat them. Do what you need to do with them. There's a million and one recipes on the internet. There's a million and one cookbooks out in the world. You don't like vegetables, find a way to cook them and eat them. You don't like fruit, find a way to eat it. If you can't eat it, understandable. But eat some goddamn nutritious food and stop playing with yourself. Stop playing. But good food, something that like this might take a while. It doesn't have to just be that. That's why after I went on my tangent, I'm sorry. But not sorry. The message still stands. But allowing yourself to be like, I'm gonna cook this in a while. It just takes too long. I don't feel like going to get the ingredients. Something where it allows you to have that solo time. Allows you to have those cooling moments. Allowing you to just sit with self, just chopping things, mixing it. Even if it's something simple, I fuck with some ramen. But I dish it up a little bit, make my own broth, do this and that. So just like, even if it's a short, long process, allowing yourself to take that time and enjoy it. Because it also says a cozy home, something that makes you feel warm. And I always say your first home is your body. And this is talking about how it could affect your body, especially with the yin yoga, being able to move that energy, being able to allow yourself to walk at night. Again, just allowing yourself that center and taking it in. Your first body is going to always be your home. Always. That's the sense of reliability. This is the longest task that you'll have, the longest thing that you'll do. It's the longest process you'll have. There's nothing else that you can change, shift, morph, any of that. It's you, right? And then want you to recognize that not only is it a cozy home externally, no, I can't do that today. No, they can't come over. No, this. Allow yourself to say no more. It's okay to say no. And then people feel like that changes who you are. that means that they were expecting somebody else and they were not expecting you. Because if you can't say no to things that you used to say yes to or change your mind because you are learning to change yourself for what works better for you, then they are not aligned with you. It is not aligned with you. It is not for you because that is not who you are, right? So that is it. Let's go ahead. I'm reading them in the order they came. Next, we got the Nightingale. I usually like to go, I don't want to say usually because, my mind flips. But I do usually go in the order of the element. But Spirit told me you feel like a lot of things are out of order right now. And you just need it done. You just need to handle. You just need answers. And that's also why I feel this, because like I said, you feel like you've been speaking into the void. And the void comes with a lot of creation. It's void. There's nothing there until you create something there. So I always think about that as well. But you feel like all the journaling that you've been doing, all the meditating you've been doing, the classes, the things where you feel like it is truly working on yourself. And it can be, and it is, but you feel like it's not leading to what you want. You feel like there's always something around the corner, another shoe that's going to drop, things of that sort. And not always, but it's just giving the energy of being like, I can feel this very heated. No Beyonce. I'm funny. But just being okay with your own voice. And like I said, they really want you to be comfortable with saying no. You need to start saying no more. I don't do that anymore. That is my stomach, literally. Just ignore that. But that also, again, leading back to the food, allowing yourself to cultivate a taste for something that will actually feed you, right? Because I'm also hearing if you always feel you have to say no to things or to people over and over again and they're not getting in, they're not under, that is also information. And not just though I'm taking some time out to hermit, which is also on here, not the actual hermit, but something similar to hermit in myself and be within myself. But I always gotta, like, around you, I get overworked, overstimulated, my head hurts. Like, it's certain things where you just feel off. Or after I do this, I don't like the way it makes me feel. I didn't like the group discussion today. I didn't like when I'm around my family, this and that. Or, again, on the flip side, I do. I love the way that makes me feel. I love the way I feel refreshed, loved, appreciated, seen, heard, open. And if you feel like you are in between right now, you're not sure, again, that solo time is the first thing that they said. Take some time with you. Enjoy your own company. Enjoy your own laugh. Enjoy your own speech. And also with the discipline, you say no to yourself about things. It is okay to say no to others. It is okay to set time frames. I don't do this between this time. I got my phone set up for this time. As soon as I wake up, I do this. Set those rules and enforce those with other people as well. Boundaries is very strong for you here at this moment in time, especially with the final three cards, not the Nightingale included, coming up for you. Boundaries, reinforcing those boundaries, not feel like you are the only person that can have restrictions, limitations. You can, I have no idea what that noise is. You can still be a part of the fire ant community. That is beautiful. Like when they're in water, they merge together and they da. And don't fuck with fire ant colony. Like just it's just known. And you have that energy. You have that aura about you, that grace, that regality. People see that within you. And they want you to be able to recognize that people need to hear that within you, know that within you. Stick with that. Bless you. And stick with that and be like, okay, I can do this with myself. This will also help me to be more thoughtful and intentional with other people, willingly. Not feel like I'm exasperated or this is something I have to do or they're going to look at me differently and see me or I'm going to, like, I always did this. You can change what you've always done. That is perfectly fine. Right? As long as you are aligned with self. The keywords for this is fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. Okay? It says it is otherworldly when the nightingale seeks, unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds. Like I said, you feel like you're not being seen. It's like you're just in a group of a lot of people who are just like, I want to be able to stand out. I want to be on my own. I want to be known for me, not because I run this or I set this up or I've been around this. I want to be known within my own energy and essence of my own being. It says the list transports us listener to run poetry. Energy is with you when you write, compose, and especially when you sing. It reminds you that music heals the deepest wounds. It indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. What did I say? It's like allow me to be able to speak up and open my heart and listen and hear. Yes, yes, yes. It says, is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Those are two questions. I always like to say, write them down, answer them right now. Just allow yourself to truly sit with the questions that I ask, because it does really help. And just allow you to sit with that. Like, is there something that I need to say? Wow, she's going crazy. She got loud at that point. And then, how long has it been since you sang? And I was talking with my friend the other day, and we were just like, we don't mind if people don't sing good. Because typically when people sing, it's a song that they really enjoy, a song that they really like. They feel like they can rap real good, sing real good, no matter what it is, no matter if they can sing good or not, because it allows them to feel like I'm confident enough. I'm like about to sing with it. Like it brings them joy, it brings them healing, it brings them like whatever it is, whatever song it is, it brings this out of them to feel like I'm confident enough, bold enough, and courageous enough to rely on my own voice. Whether for cracks or not, I didn't hit this note fully or not, whatever it is, right? It says, turn it up, write it down, and let it out. When you earn balance, you sing, you speak freely with kindness. Like I said, it isn't the gossip, it isn't the confusion, it isn't the arguing, it isn't the debates, right? It isn't the unwilling listen. It isn't the one-sided conversations, right? It is speaking with confidence and kindness. Okay? Freely. I love that I said freely because, again, that independence, being able to trust in yourself, the intuition, and just do it boldly and proudly and allow that for yourself. It says, when you are out of balance, you shy and there's a lump in the throat. It's like, oh, man, I wanted to say that. I was going to say something. I should have said that. I should have just got up and did it. I should have just wrote it down, and also writing it down. Recording your own voice. It doesn't have to be one way. We are all not one person, and that is really prominent in this reading for you. You don't have to do it the way that it even says in this book, right? It says to bring out a balance, music and dance. There are people out there that really don't care for music. That really do not care for music. I even have to write dance in here because I'm just like, I love me some music, but I like to dance with the music. You know? And there is a way, that's why I said it's writing, it's recording your voice, it's doing this, but you need to be able to hear your own voice and be comfortable with it. Be at know with it, recognizing it and understanding it, because it is very, very powerful to have a fearless voice. Even in the face of fear, danger, like I said, the gazelle just prancing. No worries. It allows itself that. And when it needs support, like the fire ant, it can rely on that support in a thoughtful manner. In a manner that is youthful. Youthful. There was a video, thank you, Spirit. There was a video of these two little girls, and they was ringing on doorbells or knocking on somebody's door, and they was like, can your daughter come out? Like, we know you got a daughter. No. They was asking, do you have somebody around this age or this age? Because we're looking for somebody to play with, this and this and that. Da, 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 da. And I don't know why they put, what did they say? They want you to be able to speak up like that. Like, this is what I'm looking for. Do you have anybody like this, like this? And not like just with like yourself and people, but just with your career. with your creativity, with your boundaries. Like, do you do this? Asking those questions. I don't want to ask them that. People might think it's weird or this isn't the right time or situation. If you are involved and you feel the need to ask or say it, it is the right time and the right situation. There's no shoulda, coulda, wouldas with you. And that's what they really want you to. There should be no. Like, you are coming out of this hibernation mode, which leads to our next card, but they want you to be more up and vocal with it and recognize, like, when will be the right time? If I'm feeling it right now, you never know. And you ever do something to somebody, it's like, I was going to ask the same question. Oh my God, thanks so much that you did that. I'm so glad that you said that. I'm so glad that you did. I've always wanted this. And it's a sense of, because you're feeling it, because you know it, you're very sensitive. Like I said, it doesn't have to be as deep as being empathetic. It's just you are very thoughtful, understanding. You're very perceptive. You're very hyper aware. You're able to sense these things. Like, even an ant has little hairs on it so that it can sense the world around it. The gazelle, like I said, is very hyper aware. It's very perceptive. I'm not worried about predators, even though I'm prey. You know what I mean? It's just a sense of recognizing, like, I'm not that, though. I'm more than that. I'm me. Okay? So, again, be comfortable with yourself. Be very boldly comfortable with yourself. And then you feel like that was awkward. That wasn't, it was you. You're going to have to deal with your body at the end and the beginning of the day. It was you. If you made an awkward silence, I have to say it. I have to do it. I have to change it. I have to flip. Because when I bet you they're going to think about it, I bet you they're going to wonder. And at the end of the day, I was me. And this is not to go around with the brightest. This is that thoughtful behavior, that intentional, like I said, speaking with that kindness, that understanding. Not being nice, speaking kind. Speaking that truth. Because it is very kind to be open and honest and being yourself. That is the highest love that you can give, especially around other people. So they want you to be very comfortable with yourself as well. Because with the bear, like I said, you're coming out of hibernation mode. We are in the winter, but even bears don't stay fully asleep. Like, they wake up, not consensually, but they wake up every now and again during the entire winter period. They wake up every now and again, eat some food to refuel and to recharge themselves, but then they go back to sleep. Like I said, and especially with you possibly dealing with insomnia, not being able to sleep, not being able, but it says the bear wakes up and eats. It's again that balance of, what am I intaking in my environment? What am I hearing? What am I watching? What am I listening to? Who am I around? What am I around? What have I been doing? What am I actually consuming and allowing my body to take on at any moment in time? Because that is affecting how I sleep and how I operate. I can't fully hibernate the way I want to and do what I need to do. Or when I am, something happens, something's off, and you're just like recognizing, like, I need a cool down moment, especially with the bear coming in. It says the keywords are waking from spiritual slumber and beginning anew. It says that at first the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken it and move toward the light. It represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. Like I said, you're recognizing your new boundaries, your new mores, like your new thought process, what you do and don't like, what you will and won't do, what you will and won't eat, how you do and don't want to. You're recognizing, like, this used to work for me then, but I'm not in the same situation. I'm not in the same, like, you're becoming more thoughtful with it. You're becoming more courageous with it. You're recognizing, like, I can be me in all aspects of self. I can take that in and I can take that on. You're changing your mind. You're recognizing, like, if I can understand that there are different perspectives and ideas out there, I can also have one. I can change that. Like, what's the point of gathering new knowledge and new information if I'm not going to use it? I'm not going to allow it to change and adjust my life with this information. Okay? It says the initial weeks and months of the spiritual quest may feel tricky, so I might do some time readings. Pull that deck out now. And full of obstacles. Like I said, it just feels like one thing after another. It may feel that way, but you're kind of groggy. You ever have somebody wake up and they ask you stuff, you're like, what are you looking for? It's like that moment. And you feel like they keep asking you stuff being around, and that's almost how it feels like. So another thing is like, stop, let me wake up first. Let me fully get functional first. And that's where it kind of feels that, like I said, tricky, cumbersome, like kind of out of there, in that energy. It says, but you have no choice. As the spring is coming, your transformation begins, right? And that's why they want you to also be a lot more cooler with self, which is funny because you got this card to allow yourself to come out of the cold, but you've been hot as fuck. You've been, like I said, overstimulated, overworked, overheated, over confused, feeling overcrowded, cramped. It just feels like it's a lot. It says, I wrote, to move through the uncomfortable, transformation begins. Okay? So when you're in balance, you have this inner strength and a yearning to grow. Like I said, you're growing up. You're not fully grown until you're at the complete death. You're always going to learn something, understand something, want to learn something new, complete something. Like how many people that are older than you would expect to go back to school or college that are doing it, that are getting their success at a certain age in life, at a certain point in life. It doesn't matter because at a certain point, you have to recognize I am me just around other people. And that is okay. And they are them around other people. And that's how you find an even closer connection with your community, with your family, with your friends, with your lover, and with yourself. Right? It says when you're out of balance, you withdraw, lethargic, and heaviness. Like I said, you can't pounce as easily. You're shy. You're not really being yourself. You feel like you should say something. You feel like you are still in this like hermit mode, figuring things out situation. And you're just like, okay, I can't. Like, I gotta handle this. I gotta do this. And then, like I said, even with the gazelle, the pleasures in life, the nightingale, the pleasures of life. Still allowing yourself to be in the present moment. What is it that's saying? I heard recently, allow tomorrow. That's what it is. It's a scripture. Matthew, something that's written around here. I texted it to my brother. There we go. I'll put it in the description because I'm good like that. I'll do that for you. But it basically says tomorrow has its own problems to worry about. So only focus on today. Like, don't worry about everything that it needs to happen. It's already understood what needs to happen, what needs to go on. It's kind of like, I know you know you need to pay bills at this certain time. You know you need to eat groceries. I mean, eat food. So you got to get groceries or food. So there's certain things that you already know needs to happen. Don't worry about things that you actually already know is going to work out for you or that you need to do or that you have always done. It allows you a lot more grace, a lot more present in the moment to recognize, like, I can actually work on shit I want to work on. I'm gonna hold my tongue a little bit better. I'm gonna speak up a little bit more. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it allows you to recognize like the worries will worry about themselves. Okay? It says to bring into balance movement and exercise. Like I said, they just really want you to disperse this energy all over your body. Just get it everywhere, move it, center it, open it, whatever, and so forth. But they really want you to move. It doesn't have to be dancing, it doesn't have to be yoga, it doesn't have to be a walk, but it has to be some sort of movement in your life where you're getting also comfortable not only with your voice, but with your body. This is the longest, most thing that you'll have. This is your most prized possession. This is something that no matter if you get piercings, tattoos, something that's permanent, you're stuck with it. No matter if you don't or not. Change your hair. Flip it up. Whatever you do, this is the longest valuable piece of anything cultivated on this earth that you will have. So make sure that you are taking care of it, moving it. Even if you just do 5 stretches in the morning, you ain't got to stay in that position. Just stretch my arms, stretch my legs, bend down. All right, I move my body. Even if that's all that you can do at that moment in time. It doesn't have to be 5, 10, 15 minutes. Do what you can do. This is for you. Don't push yourself so far because of the outside and what's going to. Do what is for you to allow yourself to get more comfortable and centered in your body. Sometimes it could just be I'm looking in the mirror a lot longer when I'm naked so I can get more comfortable with what I look like, what I feel like. You know, spending more time getting ready, lathering the shea butters, the lotions, whatever all over me. Getting more comfortable with how I feel in my own skin. Singing songs in the morning, just humming. Humming is also vocal stimulation. You know, screaming when I need to scream, yelling when I need to yell, low and quiet when I need to. You having this balance. This is one of the few cards that you got in reverse, which is the Otter. Let's take a peek. Yeah. That's me. Yeah. Like I said, they want you to be very present in the moment. Let tomorrow's worried about themselves. Set up your boundaries. Let people think what they're going to think, feel what they're going to feel. You need to act how you need to act. Because the Otter is about unexpected joy, playfulness, and contentment. Like I said, when you eat something, you feel content. When you're around people, how do you feel? How does it make you operate? When you're around yourself, how do you think about yourself? Speak to yourself. How do you look at yourself? Is it in comparison to how you used to look, how you want to look, or is it currently in the moment now? When you hear your voice or what it says or what you said, whether you feel like I shouldn't have said that or I should have said that and it was said, recognize that. Like, okay, I said those words. I did that. I need to claim that. I need to own that. Because whether I do or don't want to do that, it doesn't make the truth come off the table if I don't say it. So I need to hold it in and recognize, not hold it in, but hold on to it and recognize accountability and be like, okay, accountability is owning up to it and recognizing it. And they want you to own up to every part of you and be happy with it, be content with it, and know that at any moment I can change me. But I'm also happy with the me now because the me now is going to get to where I want to go. Right? This is getting real deep, but we're in the water part right now. The Otter, okay? I'm just funny because the Otter got their own little. Okay, if you know, you know. Look it up on your own time. It says the most joyful creature within this deck. It represents absolute bliss. It is the playfulness of a child to any age. Like I said, you are always going to be growing up. Okay? It says they have giddiness and reverence for life itself without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Right? Like I said, you feel like you have to withdraw from life. You can't enjoy these things. You can't have fun, can't have bliss. You can't do what you want to do truly in any type of way. You're just like, I have to worry. I have to help. I have to. But at the same time, you're asking for help. You're asking for support. You're asking for love. You're asking for this. So it's like, how are you going to accept that if you're not actually accepting the help that could come in if your hands weren't in the pot? You know? Have fun. Get their energy up. The highest protection is happiness, is your joy, is unobstructed joy. Right? It says they got a lot of questions for you. It says, without the presence of worry, doubt, it says, imagine yourself with a little more of this energy. What would life look like? Then you recognize, yes, this did happen to me, but no. I know what I can do. I know how to handle it. I need to alleviate it. This is fucked up. This is some messed up shit. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Cry about it if you need to. Go to a rage room if you need to. Allow yourself this movement within your body of acknowledging it, accepting that you can or can't change it or that it will automatically work out. Like in the sense of like, hey, I did all that I could do. And then boom, I cannot stop living my life because this is the only life I have. As long as it is, this is the longest thing I'll do. And I want to be happy while I'm doing it because there are ups and downs. And I don't want to be scared because there are ups and downs. It says, what would it take to bring you there? It says this card begs these questions and wants to transport you to the precious place as soon as possible because the celebration awakes. So again, they really, like I said, I really want you to answer these questions and they really want you to answer these questions. Recognize them. What is it going to take me to get there? What would this energy feel like in my life at this moment in time if I would just, like, I want to do this, I'm going to do it. I want to say it, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, I'm going to be happy with me. Be happy with how my clothes look on me. Be happy with how I sound. Be happy with my life. Be happy with the art that I create. Be happy with the friends that I have. Be happy with the home. Be happy with me. Be happy with the weird little quirks that I have. Be happy with the shows that I like. Be happy with these inner deeps. Be happy with the food little combinations that everything, every part of you that you touch, see, think, or do, they want you to envelop in this joy and in this love and in this grace and beauty, because you trying to restrict yourself from doing that is causing so much heat. Outsideness, outside is just like the outside is always going to be outside, but you need to recognize and be cozy in your own home. Because when you are in balance, you're full of love and you need nothing. You need nothing. You feel satisfied when you eat food. You feel comfort and vulnerable and loved, supported around friends, family, community, lovers, so forth. You feel open and real and raw with yourself. And you're okay with facing these challenges like the bear, this newness, any obstacles, and recognizing I'm going to need to handle it anyway. So either I can take this lying down and have all this worry, doubt, fear wash over me, or I can say, shit, okay, alrighty. I cried about it. I had my day of mourning. I had my day in the bed of sulking. I had my moment. I went to the rage room. I broke some stuff that I didn't really want. I burned some clothes I didn't really want. Whatever it is, you like, I had my moment. Let's get back to doing this shit. Let's get back to it. And that's also where the discipline comes in. That routine comes in. That I'm dedicating myself to myself. Right? When you're out of balance, gloomy, sighs, and make silly excuses. Just sad, shy, withdrawn, arguing, gossiping, right? Making excuses, having insomnia, can't sleep, can't think straight. Woe is me. Why is it me? It's always me. It's always something happening. Why did that happen? I just said I did it, right? And that really leads into the last card is they really want you to be mindful of your voice, what you're saying and doing and thinking, especially with this last card coming in reverse as well, because they want you to recognize that this in itself is how you're forming your life. See, they're not saying that was happening. That always happened. You that was happening. Nobody was even thinking about that. Nobody was even like, what? Okay. All right, let's chill. Says when you bring into balance dance party or celebration. I missed the celebration I was supposed to have, so I'm going to be having one for myself, for something that I did for myself with myself. And I wound up missing it just due to worry and stress. I written it down in my journal and I was like, damn, I missed the day. And on that day I was just worried, stressed, couldn't sleep, felt low, and I was just like, wow. But that's also why journaling is reflective as well, because I was able to go back and realize, like, why did I miss something that was so important to me, something that I love, something I wanted to do, and it was based off of petty shit, stuff that I couldn't even handle with my own control anyway. So they really want you to get into your mind, just recognizing, like, what can't control? What can and can't I control? Let's go back to our final card, which is definitely about how you speak and how you act and the way that you act and react. They don't want you hot. They don't want you overworked, overwhelmed, confused. They want you very intentional. We got the rabbit in reverse. Okay? It says, afraid of everything, overwhelmed, and frozen. Which is so funny because you're feeling all this heat and all this. But like I said, I feel like you're just over it. A lot of shit. You're over a lot of things. You're just done. You're past the point of really caring. You're just like, no. So with this rabbit coming in, those are the key words. It says the rabbit, I'm going to read this full thing too. It says the rabbit loves to remind their friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat them. He talks and talks and talks about it so loudly, in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks them for, sorry, I'm using them, so everybody can kind of see themselves, them for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when you are scared, most often about the future, and you become your own worst enemy. You spin up this cloud of fear and then complain to others that you are lost. Notice your thoughts and words. Oh, rabbit, they shape your destiny. Like I said, it's you feel like you're speaking into the void. Nobody's hearing you. But like I said, with that void, you are creating something. It's dark. It's but you can pull anything in and of it. So with this, they're being saying, be very mindful. And you feel like when you're around this, like you're doing something, you're just like, I don't like that. I'm saying things I don't like to say. I'm doing things I don't like to do. Or it's always a conversation. You're always hearing something around. So you're just like, I'm not a fan of that. Or when you're doing, you're just like, this isn't right. This is not right. Like these policies aren't right. This situation isn't right. What's going on isn't, so it's whatever it is, you're recognizing it. And you feel like nobody's hearing you. But that's why, even with the description here, it's like, don't worry about what will already worry about itself. Be mindful of you. You was just talking. And I was like, I wasn't even thinking about that, but now that's a good idea. And I'm hearing that's even with yourself. You're talking about it. And now you feel like it's happening. You're thinking it's happening. And you're working that into fruition to actually happen for you. And now people around you, well, I thought because you, it's like, no, changing that. Because you, like I said, it could become your own worst enemy. It says when you are in balance, you are sensitive. Like I said, that is what you need to be. You need to be sensitive. When you are in balance, you are sensitive. Like Gazelle said it. The fire ant said it. You are very sensitive. And even the nightingale said it, felt like its voice got lost among the other birds. But when people actually hear you, they hear poetry, songs, music. So be careful that when somebody hearing you, make sure that they're hearing something of the highest praises of yourself. Even if it is like, yeah, I fucked up. That's still the highest praise of yourself because you're recognizing, I know how to say I did something wrong and work on it. And allow myself to grow from that. Whereas I never grow from it. It says you're a problem solver and a good listener. You're very perceptive, like I said. You're able to take things in. And if you are a problem solver, you're going to solve them. There is a show on Netflix called Watership Down. I didn't know it was a remake of the original Watership Down. That's crazy. But the one on Netflix is good. That's the one that I seen. And it is pretty much the rabbit has very prophetic dreams about life and things of that sort. I'm not going to give too much away because I do want you to watch. But, people, like, I ain't watching that shit. I ain't even got Netflix. But it's really a show about rabbit and it's warning the other rabbits about its prophetic dreams that is happening. And a lot of it does come true because they're prophetic. And it just goes through so many challenges and things of that sort. But they're considered prey. But then they go through other shit with other prey as well. And they figuring things out and the obstacles. But it doesn't stop them from listening to their intuition, which is his dreams. Recognizing like he's leading us somewhere. And like I said, you have a very strong intuition. You're very sensitive, very intuitive, very perceptive of a lot of things. You're able to put it in. Like I said, you have this aura of balance. That's why people are around you. You got that fire and energy. People love to be around that and understand that. And even with the otter energy, it is amazing. It's the most playful thing. You're very joyous. You're very like you want to be seen in that way. And that if we were looking at it, it was the gazelle, and then right on top of that was the otter in reverse, and the bear laid right on top of the otter. Because it felt like with the bear, the struggles, the obstacles, the challenges that you had didn't allow you to have joy, didn't allow you to have fun. Like, I can't think about this, I can't do this, It's like, when is the break going to happen? And you have to recognize, especially if you are, I don't even want to say an adult, especially as a person, you have to recognize, like, you are going to have to take some part of control of your life in a lot more ways than one. There are a lot of things you can handle, but there are so much more that you can. Because you know that, like, if I can't handle this, I can't take down the patriarchy by myself. When you recognize that, you're just like, okay, I knew what I need to do. I'm going to talk to this person. We're going to do this. We're going to set things up. We can do this. We can do, it's like, okay, I'm going to build a stronger community. I can't take the patriarchy down by myself, but I can build a strong community where we know we can rely on each other. We can be there for each other. That is a start. It's not, you're not lost in the song of things, but like the nightingale thinks, because it knows that its voice is very powerful. Okay, it says when out of balance, you over explain and you talk fast. Well, I'm doing this because of this, and I have to do this, and I have to set this up. Or, well, what I meant was, and I didn't mean to say it like that. And then it's just like you're over explaining when it's not needed. Just speak. And if somebody has a question, they'll ask the question. If they need more information, but speaking and allowing yourself to be yourself, that will also allow you to be around people that will understand your song, understand your voice. You don't need to over explain. You don't need to be, well, no, that's no, let me, because I don't think they get it. It's just like, well, if they do or if they don't, it is up to you to allow your voice to speak. And like I said, some people do, some people don't, some people just understand. Okay, and talking fast, yeah, and not if your regular speed is talking fast, baby. That's why I say, okay, because some people just really do talk fast, but just in a sense of like you're talking so fast that you didn't actually process the thought. Words can get jumbled up. Be like, oh no, that's not what I meant, because, and it's like you're still alive, especially with the gazelle and the nightingale, where it's like you're just thinking fast. You're thinking fast and now you're talking fast. It's like your mind is racing. It's going a mile a minute, and your tongue is not going to be able to keep up with that. Okay? To bring it to silence, to bring it to balance, a day is silence. That's funny. To bring it to silence, to bring it to balance, a day is silence. And if you can't do a full day, that's why, okay, I can only do 5 minutes in the morning where I just don't say anything. I can do about 10 minutes at night. That's perfect. The world goes to sleep. I can just be like quiet. Wherever it is, just allow yourself to not speak over your life in a way. I'm hearing, don't speak over your life when you're feeling energy that you feel like you're gonna have to rebuke later. You're gonna have to bind and cancel out later. You're gonna have to negate this energy and change it later. Just be like, you know what? Let me be quiet. Yep, let me be quiet. And allow your mind to calm itself that way. It says, I wrote this, I will speak with truth, confidence, and strength. My words have power. And make a practical plan. So allowing yourself that understanding and that realization is very, let's see what's going on really quickly. So I feel drawn to these. Boundaries and psychic. What did I say? You gotta have your boundaries because your intuition, you're very sensitive. Like I said, it doesn't have to be as deep as empathetic. Being more empathetic, allowing yourself that for yourself, in turn for others. Yeah, being more empathetic with yourself. But yeah, this card came out. Courage, like a lightning bolt, it's striking you. They want you to have this courage to be yourself, to be okay with being yourself. Because you implementing other people, thinking about other people or societal norms, like, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what their thought process was. You don't know what their true intention was. Yeah, we got full moon, a full resolution, a climax of something, things coming into light, especially with the courage being the lightning bolt and the full moon. They really want you to tap into being more out in nature, being more centered and grounded in a way that allows you to see the expansiveness of that, right? Because you do have the courage, you do have the strength, you do have that gazelle energy. Time. Yeah. I feel like you guys are waiting on something. We got divinity right after that. So it's like you're waiting on some divine timing, some divine change, some difference, some. Can you first explain this time spirit? Because we got full moon right on top of time, encouraging divinity. Okay, we got the knowledge card coming out with the gratitude card coming out. They're letting me know that divine timing is already here. Divine timing is already here. You already have the knowledge and the information. It is literally within you. But you're not common centered to stuff enough right now at this moment. Like your mind is moving, but your body isn't. And I want you to have courage to move. I want you to have courage to act. To act, excuse me. We got the gratitude, which is also has a meditation on there where you just light a candle and you stare at it. And I want you guys to try something where you give your energy to that candle. You give that heat, that anger, that overworkedness, just staring at it. And just see yourself transferring all that energy into the flame. Transferring all that energy into the flame. And if you can, get something that the candle can sit in that you can possibly seal later or close up later if possible. And then just allow yourself that to seal it up. To seal it up. And then properly discard of it. However you discard of your things, and if you're like, I'm not a spiritual person, I don't discard of it. Me, I like to put it in a nice little bag, wrap it up, and throw it out on its own. In its own situation, in its own area, and do that when I'm trying to get rid of something. Be very intentional where you are discarding it. But I like to put it in a bag if I can, seal it up, say a nice little prayer over it for protection, because I still want my own energy to be protected, even if it's energy I'm dispelling and setting that up. And allowing yourself to know that, okay, this travel is going to be safe. You know, if you put it on top of the bed and you just, I'll put it in the family room bed, and now all that energy is now on there, you know, and things of that sort. Yeah, they want you to just allow yourself that. Or just staring at the candle, but just allow yourself to see the energy just coming out of you. Coming out of you. And allow a clear focus and vision to come in. Because like with this knowledge, they're telling me to reference your books, your journals, your information. Reference your spiritual guides, your team. And I'm hearing some of you have like a physical spiritual team on here. Go to them as well. I'm hearing it's time. I really want you to be more vocal and speak up, especially with this divinity and time being so close together. And the divine timing is here. I keep hearing it. With this arrow, this focus. Focus on it. And that's right on top of all four. Focus, because this resolution is coming in quick. This healing is coming in quick. It's divinely timed. And it's divinely timed. They want you to recognize like the joy, the growth, the peace is all in your hands. And again, not like, you know, we gonna be honest, like we know what's going on in a system that we have, especially depending on where you live. Where I live in the US, like shit is going to shit. But I know what I can and I can't control. I know what I can and I can't do. And I'm not going to say a whole lot because I'm not trying to get taken down. But if you get it, you get it. It's like coming together and recognizing like I can still be grateful for the life and breath in my body and my sound mind. In your sound mind. You're at home. They want you to be safe in your home, safe in your body. They really want you to be comfortable with yourself. Very, very, very comfortable with yourself. Let's go ahead and see if we can get some final messages as well as some time frame for you guys. This time card coming out, Spirit. Oh, shit. Come on. There we go. Let's see. Clear out this energy. Yeah, very, very much focus on you. Time to stay within balance for your mind, body, and soul. Don't neglect one for the other. 333. 333. I am powerful right now and always. Always. Okay? I'm powerful right now in all the ways. Always. Like I said, they really want you to focus on yourself. You haven't lost anything, and they don't want you to speak or act or regard your life in a way of losing something that is so detrimental to you that it takes you so out of body. Educated beyond your intelligence. Time to make a proper plan. Like I said, be focused. Be focused. All right, Spirit. Thank you. Let's see if we can get some clarification on this divine timing for the collective spirit. It like popped up and came back in. Oh shit. Ooh. Okay. Right. Anything on timing? Oh shit. Oh shit. Right. Anything else, spirit? Hmm. Okay. Anything else before I close out this deck, spirit? Okay. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Already. Some of you are starting something or have started something. And you're wondering like what's gonna happen in that regard. There are a few time frames here, so I'm just gonna read them as I got them. So the first cards that we got is be sorry, you're okay. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak. What is going on? You are being watched over by your ancestors and protected in all ways. Always. Know that you are guided. That's hilarious. It came up twice. So they want you to know that in all aspects, in all areas of your life, you are protected. In all ways. Mind, body, soul, spirit, like the first card that we split in half, is protected. That it also includes your environment. It also includes your dream. It includes everything. You are being divinely guided. Know that you are guided. And right next to that, we have be okay with not knowing. I don't know, spirit, teach me. They want you to go back into that being a good listener. And not just, with yourself. Spirit, teach me how to better nourish my body. What's going on with that? Allowing yourself to listen. Okay, I feel this way after this. I feel this way after this. But maybe I won't do this next time because that makes you feel this way. Maybe I won't do this time because that makes you do that. So also listening to your own spirit. Allowing yourself to teach yourself, listening to your body, tapping in. Okay, when I sleep like that, I wake up like this. When I wore that, it kind of constricted me a little too much. I didn't feel comfortable. Things of that sort. Be okay with not knowing why things happening, but being okay with being quiet and listening. But also to the divine as well. Because I have a clear sense of things to come and that are here, as well as promotion is coming. Promotion is coming your way. So, like I said, in all aspects, if you've been wondering about your career, starting something, doing something, that's definitely how it feels. Is that promotion is coming? We got within 6 months. New start, fresh beginnings, climax is here, 000. Like I said, with that full moon energy, as well as time to get moisturized. You're a little dry, but that's again that movement, moving your energy. So within 6 months, it's gonna be a new fresh start. And not saying like everything's gonna be continuously obstacles and obstacles, things of that sort, because there are ebbs and flows of life continuously. But within 6 months, you're going to actually feel like you're going to look around. It's almost going to be like a reflection moment. Like, damn, like I've really come very far with my mindset, with my thought process, with this, and it's going to be a continuous growth that they want you to celebrate over that 6 months because it says within. So it's within 6 months. It can be before, it can be that part. But within that time frame, they want you to continuously moisturize yourself, continuously move your body, continuously be creative, continuously be open and vulnerable, continuously be just, I just keep hearing you, just continuously be you because you are changing, you are growing with that. So within 6 months, you're going to start feeling that change, that shift, that dynamic. We have I miss you, but you don't miss me. Don't long for the past. You can't change or live there. So, like I said, you could feel like you're going through something, that there's a loss. I don't know what's going on in my throat. I'm feeling so many different things as we can see towards the end. I don't miss you, but you miss me. Don't long for the past. You can't change or live there. And we also have in April and in February. So the upcoming months. You're going to feel like you're going through a shift or a change in something. That mess with my brain. You're going through a shift or a change in something where you're missing something. You're longing for something. It could have felt like an opportunity. It could have felt like a relationship. It could have felt like whatever it is, it was a chance that you missed out on or that you are missing. Like, dang, but this opportunity doesn't miss you. This person doesn't miss you in that sense, in that way. It's just like, don't long for the past because you're going off of past energy. That's why they really want you to continuously stay present in the moment, here, now. So I feel like for some of you, it's going to be in February or in April where you're just going through a loss, missing something that can't miss you. I'm hearing it can't miss you because it wasn't for you. Um, we have within 10 years on a stormy day, I ignite the fire of passion, a renewed breath. So, like I said, some of you are starting something, doing something in the midst of something. Um, and especially with this being on a stormy day and igniting, I'm seeing like a lightning bolt just hitting a tree and it's like setting it aflame on the inside. And it's just like you are recognizing, like, I have the breath of renewed life every time I breathe in and exhale, that I decide to speak or not speak, that I decide to do or not. Every time I'm moving and operating, it's graceful, it's beautiful, it's mesmerizing. People want to hear me speak, people want to listen and be intrigued. But I'm also knowing when and when not to do that and how to do that, and knowing that I'm protected along the way. All right. So within the 10 years on a stormy day, it's again not within. That's why they give you divine timing, because it can be right at the end of 10 years or it can be right at the start of the 10 years. Whatever it is, it's divine timing. It is allowing yourself to focus on the words of it, which is igniting the passion of the breath of renewed life. You are continuously renewed from the inside out, continuously changing, continuously growing, and operating in a sense of that way. For some of you, you may be going through a loss in February or in April where it just feels like, okay, like, all right. But it's going to be, I'm hearing it's not a loss, it's a launch. It's a launch into something better, to something more powerful, to something more visually appealing and captivating to you in your eye. Like, there is no stress, no struggles, no strife. That's what I'm hearing. Like, and that's how they want you to start operating. Because in your present life, you're able to take things head on that day. Even if you got errands tomorrow, they want you to take things head on today. You know what I'm saying? So that has been your reading with your animal energy, what is and isn't working. I don't feel like an affirmation, not like in that sense. I just don't feel called to do the affirmation. They really want you to actually create your own, just do your own, set up something for your own. I will say out the scripture in the description, but they really want you to focus on what is affirming you, what is healing to you, what is loving to you, what is fun to you, what is enjoyable for you, but also what is painful. They want you to poke and prod at those things too, so that way you are able to practice what you preach. Or actually, not even practice what you preach, but do what you practice. Do what you meditate on, right? But thank you so much for joining. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good things, And yeah.